What? What? Did you see that game? Damn, what a game. Did you see that? But anyways, that's not what this video is about. This video is an update. Stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's been a while. But we are back here for an update because I keep getting people asking me if I'm still with CDN, what's happened to me, yada 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 yada. Well, what was it? Last Saturday was my official 1 year at CDN, dispatch year. So 1 day from my very first dispatch, not counting orientation, but 1 year from my actual dispatch date. Since I've been here, I've put 150,000 miles onto this truck. We are now sitting at 191,000 and some change. Been doing great. Seeing a lot of people come, seeing a lot of people go. Some don't like it. Some it doesn't work out for them. You know, etc., etc., etc. That's every company, though. You know what I mean? Trucker Darren was doing decent. Got kind of screwed around a little bit. Unfortunately for him, he didn't stick it out. But right when they switched him to my dispatcher. But then he already had his mind made up. So, you know, hey. To each their own, I guess you can say. But so far this year's been great. I did finally have to put my truck into the shop. When was this? Right over Christmas break. I put my truck in the shop because check engine light was on for God knows how many months, and it was always registering the EGR valve codes or something to do with the EGR. So I just kept driving it, didn't worry about it. Well, then I started losing power, and one day it was, hell, I couldn't do over 50 miles an hour. And it was just all of a sudden, too. It was I slept, I parked like 25 miles from the customer, out at a rest area, shut the truck off, and the truck was running great up to that point. Got up the next morning to go make my delivery. Started up fine. I let it warm up like I normally do, you know, a good 10 minutes, you know, of idling, just to warm it up a little bit, get all the fluids flowing in there. I know with these motors, you don't really have to, you can just start it up and go, but I like to start it up and let them pump for a little bit anyways. But it was idling great. As soon as I started taking off, it felt good until I got into like third gear, and then it was just bottomed out. It felt like if I lost all throttle control. Kept pumping the gas a couple times. It would accelerate, but it just was really slow. And it took me forever to get up to speed. Not to mention I had a heavy load. Or a heavier load. But delivered that up to Detroit. Took me like damn near an hour to go 25 miles. Without traffic. That was just building up speed and then hitting a little hill and losing my speed. It basically felt like I had no turbo, okay? So if any of you guys have ever had a turbo go out, that's basically what it felt like. Got empty, told my dispatcher, hey, I'm headed to the house, I'm going to baby this thing home, put it in the shop. So I get down to the house, I go home for the night, get up the next morning, take the truck to the shop down there in Nashville. They had it for 2 or 3 days. Supposedly they did some things to it, cleaned some sensors and some other shit to it. I guess the system needed an update, so they updated the computer. Got it back, all my lights were off, running great. Drove it back home. Got dispatched right after Christmas. I left that following Monday after Christmas. And, was it Monday or Tuesday? Monday or Tuesday, something like that. I think it was actually Tuesday. But, anyways. Left the house, drove 200 miles, and boom, my check engine light comes back on. Well, what do you do at that point? You're pretty much scared. I noticed this thing's falling, ain't it? So I figured, all right, check engine light came back on. According to the paperwork that I got, they never did anything with the EGR, and that's what I remember the codes being on for. So I said, all right, most likely it's back on for that. They must not have been worried about it, because even though the codes were there, it might have been something else that triggered it or some shit, Because I know with some cars that, hell, actually, in fact, like my wife's car, our traction control light was flickering at us, and some stabilizer link light was, or warning was coming up, and come to find out, all I had was an intake leak. One of my vacuum hoses came off the intake. Plugged that back in, and boom, it was perfectly fine. Not to mention, it was registering a check engine light code for like, what the hell is it for? I think it said something about the EGR, or I forgot what it was. But anyways, that cleared up my mess. So I mean, codes can be on for one thing, but it's really just a link of whatever. I guess I'm clueless on semis. Went out, got out to California. And as soon as I got out to California, I delivered my load, and got this warning popping up on my dash saying engine derate in 3 hours. And this is right over New Year's weekend. It was on Thursday. Was it Thursday? Yeah, I think it was Thursday. And my shit. My load's going all the way back up to Ohio. And it's saying engine derate in 3 hours, seek service immediately. And I'm sitting there going, shit, all these damn dealerships are going to be closed because of the holiday. So I figured, all right, I drove out to Fontana, was sitting there just outside at the dealership. I was actually parked across the street, waiting for them to open on Friday. And the place that I was parked at, I guess they didn't want me parking there. So they came and got me an hour before the shop opened and asked me, to move. I said, okay, no problem. I'll go park somewhere else and come back in an hour. Fired up the truck. The warning light went out. Or that derate light came off. I was like, okay, well, shit. Started driving down the road to go find me a parking spot just in case. Light never came on. I said, screw it. Let's hit the road. Stopped in Kingman because the light came back on. Plus I was getting some coffee or something. And at this point, then it said 3 hours again. So alright, whatever. Kept driving it. It clicked down to 2 hours. I'm like, well, my next closest dealership is Albuquerque for Kenworth. Let's keep on rolling. As soon as it kicked down to 1 hour, the damn light went off and disappeared. It's like, okay. Kept running it, delivered to Ohio, did a couple more runs. Said, all right, let's head to the house. The morning I was headed to the house, the damn light came back on again for 3 hours again. I was like, what the fuck? All right. This time I took a picture of it. Drove down to got home. Delivered my load and then went home. Took my truck back to the shop. Told them, hey, after I left 200 miles down the road, the check engine light came on, and now I'm getting this, derate light coming on, and they said, okay. They had my truck for another day and a half. Fixed that. They finally fixed the check engine light. They did some kind of sensor on the EGR valve. Don't really know what was causing the derate sign, but it's off now. And I've been running for the last week and a half now. My check engine light did come back on again after like 1,000 miles, but it's back off again, so maybe it fixed itself or something. I don't know. But that's the story with the truck. So nothing major. We've been running good. I replaced my 2 steer tires. Got an alignment done. I'd give you a detour of the outside of the truck, but right now it's filthy. Just came through Wyoming and all that, and now I'm down here in Joplin basically. So I'm just got done dealing with all the icy roads, but Wasn't too bad. I actually rolled out pretty good today. I stayed out there in North Platte last night, or actually all day yesterday, waiting out the storm. And then rolled down here today. But other than that, that's the update. So needless to say, we're still doing good over here. I'm really contemplating getting another truck now that I've been here for a year and doing good. Thinking about going out and buying a used truck. But then I'm still wondering, do I want to just turn this truck in or try to find a driver to drive this truck for me? Then, of course, where I'm like, okay, well, if I find somebody to drive it, what am I going to pay them to, give them that incentive to stay with me and be a good boss and shit like that, So I'm still contemplating things like that. So just for ease of mind, I guess you can say, if you wanted to drive for me, drive my truck, hit me up on Facebook. Go to my Facebook fan page, shoot me a message. We'll talk about it. Let me know that you're interested, and we'll get to know each other a little bit. The only thing that you got to have is a clean driving record and at least 2 years of over-the-road experience recently. I would prefer more, but at least 2 years, because you got to have at least 2 years to get hired on over here. But yeah, just message me. We'll talk and see what happens. And then if we come to an agreement, I'm planning on getting this truck here in about 4, maybe 5 months. So if you're looking for something like that, let me know. Just hit me up on Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and try to put my Facebook link in the description box below. I got to remember how to do that. It's been a while. But we're going to go ahead and try to do that. What else? Hell, I think that does it. But, yeah. That'll be easy enough. This video is done for, guys. Only 12 minutes long, so it's kind of short. I thought it was going to go into 20-30 minutes, depending on how much I started talking. But we'll go ahead and do this. In the comment section below, go ahead, if you got any questions for me, write the questions down in the comment section below. And in 2 days, just to let everybody, view the videos, in 2 days, we'll do a question and answer video. So whatever questions you ask me down there, we'll get to doing the answers. Maybe we'll start doing this whole YouTube thing again. But, hell, I've been busy. Been running my ass off. So yeah, any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, put them down in the comment section. If you want to drive for me, hit me up on Facebook and let's talk. Let's get to know each other. So that way, if I decide to go ahead and do it and keep this truck, obviously whoever drives for me is going to be driving this, this KW. Still in great shape, of course. Other than that, yeah, leave your questions, comments, concerns down in the box, and we'll see you guys in 2 days on the next video. Have fun. Drive safe.